Alrighty, and Nintendo has just showed us their brand new trailer for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What did we think, everybody?
It's a good title. That's a really good title. Could have come up with a whole variety of different options, and I don't think anything really captures the essence of the wide open world. And it's a really good title. I'm really happy with that.
I wasn't crying. You were crying.
It definitely looks massive. From what they showed, you have equipment now that with varying stats. It's not just boom green tunic, or you start with some random garb and then boom you get the green garb.
Yeah,
it looks interesting.
The one thing that I'm not too hot on what they've shown so far is the breakable weapons. I know it's almost like at least Witcher in a way where at least it gets dulled or something like that. But for them to break outright, and I know you can pick up a variety of clubs and whatever. But even for that, but they go in the landmass that's in the middle of the lake and they climb and they pull it, and it's a broadsword,
rusty broadsword. Yeah,
doesn't last too long.
Even that, I don't have a huge problem with that because it looked like everything drops weapons. Everything you kill drops a weapon if it was carrying one.
Right, and Aonuma said that one of the big things you have to do with enemies is to steal their weapons. So, and I think like the random swords and things you'll find in the field, like rusted swords, I think you will see that they break. But I feel like when you go to town or you buy a weapon or you craft something, I think those won't. Maybe they will simply dull, or they'll grow slightly less.
I'm sure they'll break
potent.
eventually.
But I think the ones you invest in, like you actually purchase, or like an actual broadsword.
I'm sure there'll be some sort of upgrade system at some point.
Sure, and if it's purchased and it dulls and you have to go back to someone to shine it back up, okay, sure, fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, for that initial impression that we got within the first couple hours of the Treehouse stream, like it's just like that was the only one thing that kind of put me off a little bit. But otherwise, I mean, it's so great. I mean, to have the stamina back, to do climbing, to have
a
those
jump
means
button.
of traversal. Yeah, just jump on your own.
You can climb anything. It's not just certain areas that you can climb now. You can, if it's a rock wall, you can climb it.
Yeah.
And Link wields multiple weapons now. We've seen him using a woodcutter's axe to chop down trees and hit moblins with. We've seen him use like a sword kind of weapon. We've seen him use spears. We've seen him use a bow. It seems much more of a versatile play how you want kind of system.
They're showing it very well so far, and I think that's the big thing. I mean, for all the stats that are coming in, like when people are saying, you're just showing one game, you're not even doing like a Nintendo Direct, what are you doing? For the audience that they're getting, they're showing it off very well, and it seems to have a very positive reaction so far.
That being said, do I feel like it can last the whole day? No, I don't. I don't personally think it could last the whole day.
And they're just showing off pretty much the exploration and kind of different puzzle-solving things you can do in this small plateau that they've shown off. Can they? Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. Can you really? I mean, how long can you show it before it's like, okay, we're running through a field again, kind of thing?
Yeah.
But to have the Sheikah Slate be that book,
the tablet
that's on
and
there.
to have Link wake up in almost like a stasis pod. The time frame looks very strange. We were debating earlier what we thought, whether it's post Majora, like what if the moon actually hit. Another was post Wind Waker, after like the water subsided, or right before the floods happen in Wind Waker.
I was saying that it would be super cool that if the end of this game was causing the floods that creates the world of Wind Waker. That won't happen, but that would be awesome.
That'd be really neat.
Right. Oh, it would be fantastic. The ruins, like, you can tell, like, the Temple of Time is in ruins. It's tattered. And really, the condition of it, that almost reminds me of the Temple of Time from Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
But you see the giant, like, crab laser shooty monster from the initial trailer. You see husks and, like, destroyed bodies of them in the ruins of the Temple of Time. So it's like, did Hyrule get invaded? What happened? And in one of the things they said, some random character mentioned how the Hyrule has been in a great decline.
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting. I'm very intrigued about what's happened to Hyrule.
Yep. voice acting for the NPCs
Right.
so far.
Well, just
it
in
seems to be-
cutscenes, it seems.
But and it seems very good, at least for the one voice that kind
The presumed Zelda character.
the wake up sort of voice that seems very good so far. It's not like it's a cringy voice acting. It's quite good. And to this point, when we're recording so far, they have not revealed
Right.
a female Link or male and female choice protagonist. So I wonder if that's going to be something they show close to the end of the day, if at all. Just want to put
Right.
that out there for the record.
Right, we are recording this. We have only seen the initial trailer showing the title and the first gameplay, the first gameplay demo of it. The logo looks interesting. It's not a shield behind the Z and Zelda anymore. It's a rusted, damaged Master Sword, which is very interesting with a little flower next to it.
I think
They're really pushing the whole decrepit.
Ruins like this.
Yeah.
It has been a long time. Like when you wake up, when Link wakes up or told to wake up, he's in like this chamber pool, and the voice, who we can only at this point presume is Zelda, is telling him that he's the light. Hyrule needs to return. So it's like, is this a Link that we've played before? Could it be a Link from a Majora? Could it be an adult or a grown-up Wind Waker Link? I mean, that would be interesting, kind of sealed away. And especially because we already know from Skyward Sword that Link and Zelda kind of get reborn when there's a great need of them. Why in this case was this Link kind of sealed away?
That's a good point. Yeah, they're not really going to talk about much story
Right.
stuff today. They're really worried about spoilers,
Right.
and the like. But that's very interesting. And I also like how they're really reflecting a lot of the 1986 Zelda promotional art with some of the overlooking the cliffs and this kind of thing. I think that's smart on their 30th anniversary, even though the game has
Right.
slipped to 2017.
And Koroks.
Yeah.
Yes, we have those as well. That was very cool. And it sounds like they'll be scattered all around Hyrule because they said that
seemed like
there'll be
what
creatures.
Alnema was saying.
I think they'll be, perhaps maybe they'll be like the gold sculptulas kind of thing, where they'll be scattered all around and you'll get some sort of reward or something if you find all of them. Who knows?
Yeah, very excited. Very excited.
Looks great. Interesting items they had in the trailer. Like they showed Link in a bunch of different outfits. They showed him in like a knight garb with armor and like a fishing gear, like diving into water. The normal shepherd clothes. Very, very dynamic, very Skyrim-y with the crafting they've shown in the trailer and just the open world aspect. The marking on giant map.
Huge map.
It looks like.
Speed runs are going to have no clothes.
Yeah.
Speedruns are
It'll
going
be like
naked.
Dark Souls. They'll have their they'll have their underwear on and they'll go around hitting people with axes.
And setting grass on fire.
Yeah.
Very important.
Very important. With their indestructible campfires.
Yeah.
Outside of that, so far the only other thing they've shown is way too long with too little new information of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
45-minute demonstration, and all the new information that they imparted on us could have been put in a 4-minute trailer.
Yeah, we got two new Pokemon, Picky Peck and Yungoos.
Yungoos.
We got an updated UI. I mean, not vastly different, but
a lot of small little additions,
small
that are really
tweaks,
cool.
right?
Like it'll tell you if a move's going to be super effective or not. There's now a section without going into the item bag for a Pokeball, or it could be the last used item. We don't really know yet. You can check the move's info in the battle screen, and you can look at stat decreases and increases in the battle screen. Just a lot of those are really cool things. I think the big problem though is that Pokemon is not a fun game to watch.
Yeah, unless it's sped up.
Here's the fun things to watch with Pokemon are tournaments where it's just the battles or Nuzlocke. And those are the only two times when Pokemon is really all that entertaining. And especially when it's like the first hour of a Pokemon game, which is statistically the most boring part of it.
And the announcers didn't help with, this is always the most stressful time part of the game. It's like, lady, he's trying to catch a lady or a level 3 Ladybug.
Yeah. Well, it also didn't help when you constantly have the translation and it's not on the fly or anything like that. It's the delay of the translation that really slows down the pace. That really didn't help it either. They added the Battle Royale and
Battle Royal. There's no E.
But then why do they keep saying Battle Royale? It's a pet peeve.
I've seen a lot of people say that it's based around Japanese wrestling, where that's where the whole when one person loses, it's over thing.
Pokemon is not Japanese wrestling.
That doesn't sound fun still.
Yeah.
No, it's a tally system where each player, it's a 4-player free-for-all where each player can have up to 3 Pokemon with them. And whenever someone loses all 3 Pokemon, it ends. It's not survival of the last one
King of the
standing,
Hill,
things like that. It's just when one person lives, they tally up how many Pokemon they've taken out, and whoever has the most loses.
It's basically time from Smash Brothers.
Yeah,
No one
very similar.
likes time from Smash Brothers.
And that match was set to go for an hour. Who in their right minds wants a Pokemon battle to last for an hour?
And if you're trolling and you just decide to set down the 3DS and walk away, and it's like, yeah, make it 15 minutes. Like, yeah, something like that.
So, I mean, and those were the only new things they showed.
Yeah, they'll show stuff tomorrow with, Sharp FE, and they'll show Monster Hunter Generations and Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I meant that's all the new stuff they showed in regards to Pokemon. Yeah, we're still getting the Sharp FE, the Monster Hunter Generations.
Oh, Grubbin.
Oh,
We did see Grubbin, not in the demo.
that
but
wasn't
it
in the
was
demo.
announced
That was
elsewhere.
posted afterwards.
It's still new information.
It's true.
Yep. Mhm.
But just that could have been much smaller in one little sizzle reel. That's all we needed.
Well, yeah, especially when it started off and they just combined the 2 trailers they've already shown off.
Yeah,
we still don't know the evolutions for the starters. And it's
Yeah.
like, come on.
I can understand. Don't show us the final evolution. That's fine. Show us the second one. The second stage.
Somebody on Twitter I saw made a really very good point, being that yeah, sure, the starters are cute, but we're only gonna have them for like an hour, and then they will evolve.
Yep.
So, but I mean, Zelda was still amazing. I definitely want to see more of it. Reggie did mention the NX, just that
Yeah.
there is an NX version.
Yeah.
But he did say it.
I assume that'll be the only time NX is mentioned the entire treehouse today.
I don't know if you want to keep an eye out for that bit in the trailer where they were casting something, and the shape of it had like a U sort of shape, and it looks very similar to the patent that Nintendo had, whereas it was the U-shaped controller, almost like a flight joystick.
And I really hope not.
Man, like for these Nintendo things, whether it was the fake NX controller, and it's like, man, I hope not. And then you have this that you hope that the Nintendo hasn't tipped their hand. You think, man, I hope not. Especially with how you have the Sheikah Slate, and it's a tablet-like thing, and they showed all this Wii U stuff. You have to think something has to be similar with NX. Something has to be tablet-like and believable, and that's where you hope that the hybrid of the console and the handheld are coming together in that sense.
Right.
You have to hope it's that, but I don't want to see any U-like controller. I really don't.
You with a touchscreen in the middle or something weird like that. It'll be interesting, and we still have probably who knows how long we have until we see anything NX, but
I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for September. Yeah, maybe.
we shall see. But that was our reaction for Nintendo. Because Nintendo is still showing off stuff for the next couple days, we aren't giving a grade for Nintendo. I think we're all in agreement that Zelda looks fantastic.
Zelda hype, yeah.
Pokemon will be fantastic whenever more stuff is shown, when it comes
it's
out.
in my hands.
Exactly. I mean, that will be fun. But yeah, I'm interested to see more of Zelda, and that I think is the end of our reaction videos.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do like a more in-depth conversation on the merits of the PlayStation 4 Neo and Project Scorpio and the new idea of a console generation. Who knows? We don't know. But yeah, we want to, if this is the last time we say hi to you, lovely, lovely folks. We appreciate you being around and watching these videos. We hope you've enjoyed it. We hope you've also had a lovely E3. And for the last time, this is Scott with Dashing Nerds with my friends.
I'm Peter Spezia from rhymeswithasia.com.
I'm Joe DeVader at the Debug on Twitter and Detective Debug on Twitch.
And there you go. So thank you much, everyone, and we'll see you all next time.